Rarity isn't just about low production numbers. It's about mystery, exclusivity, and a story that stands the test of time. These cars aren't just rare, they're borderline mythical. From one-of-a-kind prototypes to ultra-limited masterpieces, these are the 12 rarest cars ever made. Machines so elusive, you'll wonder if they were even real. Get ready to be amazed. You won't believe these actually exist. In the golden era of motorsport, few cars have ever encapsulated the essence of competition, beauty, and engineering brilliance as completely as the 1967 Ferrari 330 P4. More than a race car, it was a statement of intent, a defiant answer to a rival's challenge, and a masterpiece that has since become one of the most cherished and celebrated icons of automotive history. Let's start with its rarity. Only 3 examples of the Ferrari 330 P4 were ever built. This was not a car made for mass production or even exclusivity. It was crafted with singular precision for a specific purpose: to reclaim Ferrari's dominance on the world stage of endurance racing. Following Ford's shocking 1-2-3 victory at the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans, Enzo Ferrari himself demanded a response that would show the world that his company still belonged at the pinnacle of motorsport. The P4 was that response, and what a response it was. Every aspect of its design, engineering, and performance was created to be nothing less than extraordinary. The 330 P4 is powered by a 4.0-liter V12 engine, a symphony of precision and power crafted by Ferrari's legendary engineer, Mauro Forchieri. This naturally aspirated masterpiece produced 450 horsepower, enough to propel the P4 to speeds that were breathtaking for its time. Its ferocious roar, an intoxicating blend of high-pitched wail and mechanical fury, became its signature sound, a sound that reverberated across the world's greatest racetracks and into the hearts of those lucky enough to witness it. The engine, positioned midship, offered perfect weight distribution, giving the P4 handling characteristics that were nothing short of revolutionary for the era. But the 330 P4 was not just a machine of raw power. It was a work of art. Its aerodynamic body, crafted from lightweight aluminum, was a masterpiece of flowing curves and purposeful design. The long, low nose, wide arches, and sensual rear haunches were sculpted not only for aerodynamic efficiency, but also to create a visual masterpiece. It was the epitome of form-meeting function, a car that performed as beautifully as it looked. Today, its design remains one of the most universally admired in automotive history, a timeless reminder of Ferrari's ability to blend art and engineering seamlessly. On the racetrack, the 3D P4 cemented its place in history with one of Ferrari's most iconic victories. At the 1967 24 Hours of Daytona, Ferrari achieved a resounding 1-2-3 finish, with 2 P4s and a 4 and 12P taking the top spots. It was a symbolic and emotional triumph, avenging Ferrari's loss to Ford at Le Mans the previous year. The image of 3 Ferraris crossing the finish line side by side remains one of the most unforgettable moments in motorsport, an indelible snapshot of a golden age in racing. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement, one that declared Ferrari's resilience, ingenuity, and competitive spirit. Despite its extraordinary achievements, the 330 P4 was destined to live a brief but brilliant life. By 1968, changing regulations in endurance racing rendered it obsolete. 2 of the original 3 cars were converted into 350 Can-Am models to compete in a new racing series, leaving just 1 P4 intact in its original form. Today, these surviving cars are among the most valuable and sought-after Ferraris in existence. With only 3 built, and even fewer in their original configuration, the 330 P4 is not just rare, it is practically irreplaceable. To see a 330 P4 today is to be transported back to a time when motorsport was as much about passion and artistry as it was about speed and engineering. It represents the pinnacle of Ferrari's racing heritage, a machine born from the fire of competition and imbued with the soul of a champion. Its lines speak of elegance, its engine screams of power, and its story tells of a battle for supremacy that still echoes in the annals of racing history. For Ferrari enthusiasts and automotive historians alike, The 1967 Ferrari 330 P4 is the holy grail. It is more than just a car. It is a symbol of an era when innovation and ambition knew no bounds, when racing cars were not just built to win, but to inspire. The P4 stands as a monument to what happens when artistry, engineering, and a relentless desire to be the best come together in perfect harmony. The 330 P4 didn't just win races, it captured imaginations. It continues to be a source of wonder and admiration, a living reminder of Ferrari's pursuit of perfection. More than 5 decades later, it remains a beacon of what the automobile can achieve when it transcends utility and becomes something far greater. A legacy, a dream, a legend. The 330 P4 is, quite simply, Ferrari at its finest. Few cars in motorsport history are as revered and celebrated as the 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. A name that echoes through the annals of endurance racing, the DBR1 stands as a testament to Aston Martin's pursuit of excellence on and off the track. Crafted during the golden age of motorsport, it was built not only to compete with giants like Ferrari and Porsche, but to leave its own indelible mark on the world stage. And it did just that, with unparalleled grace and engineering brilliance. Let's start with its rarity. Aston Martin produced just 5 examples of the DBR1, making it not only one of the rarest cars in the marque's history, but also one of the most exclusive racing machines ever created. This was no production car adapted for the track. Each DBR1 was purpose-built, designed to dominate the endurance racing scene of the late 1950s. With its sleek aluminum body, low-slung profile, and impeccable balance, the DBR1 was as much a piece of art as it was a racing machine. At the heart of the DBR1 was a 3.0-liter straight-six engine developed in-house by Aston Martin's engineers. Producing around 250 horsepower, it may not sound monstrous by today's standards, but paired with the car's lightweight design and advanced aerodynamics, it was a powerhouse capable of extraordinary feats. The engine's smooth power delivery, combined with an advanced tubular chassis and finely tuned suspension, gave the DBR1 razor-sharp handling, an essential quality for conquering the demanding circuits of the time. The DBR1 wasn't just a car, it was a culmination of vision, innovation, and sheer determination. Designed under the leadership of John Wyer and with engineering masterminds like Ted Cutting, the DBR1 was Aston Martin's answer to the dominance of Ferrari and Jaguar in endurance racing. Every element of the car was meticulously crafted, from its aerodynamic curves to its perfectly balanced weight distribution. This was a car engineered to endure the grueling demands of races that pushed both man and machine to their limits. And endure it did. The DBR1's crowning achievement came at the 1959 24 Hours of Le Mans, where it claimed an historic victory, piloted by racing legends Carroll Shelby and Roy Salvadori. This triumph was not just a win for Aston Martin. It was a moment of national pride for Britain, as the DBR1 became the first car from a British manufacturer to win Le Mans outright. This victory also secured Aston Martin the World Sports Car Championship title that year, cementing the DBR1's place among the greats. But its legacy doesn't stop there. Over its racing career, the DBR1 also claimed victories at prestigious events like the Nürburgring 1000 Km, further solidifying its reputation as one of the finest endurance racing cars ever built. Each of its 5 chassis, numbered DBR101 through DBR5, has its own storied history, having been driven by some of the greatest names in motorsport, including Stirling Moss, Jack Brabham, and Maurice Trintignant. Visually, the DBR1 is a masterpiece. Its flowing lines and minimalistic design exude elegance, embodying Aston Martin's ethos of blending beauty with performance. The long, curvaceous bonnet, the exposed wire wheels, and the iconic Aston Martin grille make it unmistakable, while its lightweight aluminum body speaks to the era's cutting-edge engineering. Today, the DBR1 is one of the most coveted cars in the world. In 2017, one of these rare beauties, chassis DBR111, was sold at auction for a staggering $22.5 million, making it the most valuable British car ever sold at the time. This is a reflection not only of its rarity, but of its historical significance and the enduring allure of its design and engineering. To see a DBR1 today is to witness a living piece of motorsport history. It represents an era when cars were built with passion and ingenuity, when victories were earned through relentless effort and daring innovation. The DBR1 is more than just a car. It is a symbol of Aston Martin's legacy, a tribute to the spirit of competition, and an icon of endurance racing's golden age. In the world of classic cars, few evoke as much reverence as the 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. Its story is one of ambition, triumph, and timeless beauty, a story that continues to inspire and captivate enthusiasts around the world. It is without a doubt one of the finest racing cars ever built and a true masterpiece of British automotive history. In the vast world of American muscle cars, few vehicles command the awe and reverence of the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT SC Hemi convertible. Among Mopar enthusiasts and collectors, this car exists in a realm of its own, an unparalleled icon of power, luxury, and exclusivity. Why, because only one was ever built, just one. And in that singularity lies a story of ambition, artistry, and the relentless pursuit of automotive perfection. To truly appreciate this car's rarity and significance, we must first understand the context of its creation. The late 1960s and early 1970s were the golden age of the muscle car. American automakers were locked in fierce competition, pushing the boundaries of performance and design. Dodge had entered the fray with the Challenger, a bold answer to Ford's Mustang, Chevrolet's Camaro, and Pontiac's Firebird. The Challenger was introduced in 1970 as a versatile platform that could cater to every kind of buyer, from those seeking affordable style to those craving tire-shredding power. And for those willing to spare no expense, Dodge offered the top-tier RT Road Track package, designed to deliver uncompromising performance. Now add to this the SE Special Edition trim, a luxury-oriented option that brought refinement to an otherwise brutish muscle car. Leather upholstery, wood grain interior accents, and the vinyl-covered roof made the SE a standout choice for drivers who wanted both comfort and style. But this car wasn't just an RT or an SE, it was both. Combining these two high-end trims was rare in itself, but Dodge didn't stop there. The buyer of this particular Challenger wanted something even more extraordinary, a convertible body style, and at its heart, the legendary 426 Hemi V8. The 426 Hemi was no ordinary engine. Nicknamed the Elephant for its sheer size and power, it was the most fearsome power plant in Dodge's arsenal. With a conservative factory rating of 425 horsepower, but often rumored to produce much more, the Hemi was designed for domination on the drag strip. Its hemispherical combustion chambers delivered unmatched efficiency and power, making it the weapon of choice for serious racers. But the Hemi wasn't just about raw speed. It was an engineering masterpiece, a symbol of Mopar's technical prowess and unyielding ambition. This car, then, was the ultimate expression of Dodge's muscle car philosophy, a convertible Challenger that married the brute force of the 426 Hemi with the sophistication of the SE trim. It wasn't just a car, it was an automotive indulgence, a no-holds-barred dream machine built for a buyer who demanded the absolute best. Yet, for all its perfection, this car's timing was bittersweet. By 1970, the muscle car era was beginning to show cracks. Insurance premiums for high-performance cars were skyrocketing, and the oil crisis and emissions regulations loomed on the horizon. Hemi-powered cars, already expensive and exclusive, became even rarer as demand dwindled. Convertibles, considered less practical, were produced in even smaller numbers. And so, while the Challenger itself remained a sales success, this particular configuration, Hemi, RT, SE, and convertible, was an anomaly, a one-off masterpiece that Dodge would never repeat. Let's pause for a moment to imagine what it must have been like to sit behind the wheel of this car. The long hood stretches out before you, housing the thunderous Hemi engine, its unmistakable growl reverberating through your chest. The leather seats embrace you, the wood-grain dash glinting in the sunlight. With the convertible top down, the open sky becomes your companion as you unleash the car's full fury on the road. It's not just a drive, it's an experience, a moment of pure, unfiltered freedom. But despite its undeniable allure, this car wasn't destined for mass production. It was too unique, too exclusive, and perhaps too extravagant for the average buyer of the time. And so, it remained a one-off, a unicorn in the automotive world. Over the decades, this singular challenger has become a legend, a symbol of what Mopar could achieve when unrestrained by cost or convention. Today, the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT SE Hemi convertible stands as one of the most coveted cars in muscle car history. Its combination of performance, luxury, and rarity makes it a holy grail for collectors, a car whose value transcends dollars and cents. To see it in person is to witness the pinnacle of Dodge's muscle car legacy, a rolling testament to an era when Detroit dared to dream big and build even bigger. This car is more than just metal, rubber, and leather. It's a story of innovation, ambition, and the unrelenting pursuit of greatness. It reminds us of a time when automakers poured their hearts into creating machines that were as bold and audacious as the people who drove them. And in that story, the 1970 Dodge Challenger RT SE Hemi convertible shines as one of the brightest chapters. In the pantheon of Ferrari legends, one car stands apart, not for its adherence to Ferrari tradition, but for its audacious break from it. The 1962 Ferrari 250 GT SWB Bread van is an icon of rebellion, ingenuity, and motorsport daring. A car born not in the hallowed halls of Maranello, but in defiance of them. This one-of-a-kind machine, with its peculiar wagon-like profile and groundbreaking aerodynamics, tells a story of rivalry, innovation, and the undying spirit of competition. Why is it rare? Because there is only one. One car, one vision, one symbol of a privateer's determination to challenge the might of Ferrari's factory-backed GTOs on the racetrack. Its rarity is matched only by the drama of its creation, a tale of ambition, betrayal, and ingenuity that unfolded on the world's most prestigious racing circuits during the golden age of endurance racing. To understand the bread van, we must begin with the car it was meant to surpass, the Ferrari 250 GTO. By 1962, the GTO was Ferrari's crown jewel, a revolutionary blend of power, aerodynamics, and racing pedigree that was poised to dominate the motorsport world. But obtaining a GTO was no simple task. Each car was hand-built in limited numbers, and only Ferrari's most trusted allies and drivers could hope to acquire one. Enter Count Giovanni Volpi di Misurata, an Italian aristocrat and owner of Scuderia Serenissima, a prominent privateer team. Volpi, however, had made a misstep in the eyes of Enzo Ferrari. He had financially backed several of Ferrari's former engineers who had left to form a rival company, ATS. Enzo Ferrari, famously unyielding and vengeful, refused to sell Volpi a GTO, effectively cutting him off from the cutting-edge technology he needed to remain competitive. But Volpi was not a man to accept defeat. If he couldn't buy a GTO, he would create something even better. He took one of his older Ferrari 250 GT SWB chassis, numbered 28Y9 GT, and handed it to none other than Giotto Bizzarini. Bizzarini, a brilliant engineer who had been instrumental in the design of the 250 GTO before leaving Ferrari, took on the challenge with gusto. His task was to transform the short-wheelbase GT into a car that could challenge and even surpass the GTO on the track. The result was the bread van, a car so unconventional and forward-thinking that it became an instant legend. The bread van's most striking feature is, of course, its rear. Gone was the curvaceous fastback of the SWB. In its place was a radical, squared-off camtail design. This unorthodox shape, inspired by aerodynamic theories, was intended to minimize drag and maximize speed on the long straights of circuits like Le Mans. Up front, Bizzarini lowered and extended the hood, further improving airflow. The engine, a 3.0-liter V12, was pushed further back in the chassis to improve weight distribution, effectively creating a front mid-engine layout. Every detail was focused on performance, with little regard for convention. The bread van made its debut at the 1962 24 Hours of Le Mans, the most prestigious endurance race in the world. Its mission was clear: to compete head-to-head with Ferrari's factory-backed GTOs. From the moment it took to the track, the bread van turned heads. Its unorthodox design and relentless pace marked it as a serious contender. For much of the race, it ran competitively, proving that Bizzarini's daring design was more than just a novelty. Unfortunately, a drive shaft failure forced its retirement, but the Bread van had already made its mark. In the months that followed, the Bread van continued to race in endurance events, consistently punching above its weight and earning the respect of competitors and spectators alike. It wasn't just fast, it was revolutionary. The car's performance validated Bizzarini's engineering genius and Volpi's vision, proving that privateer teams could innovate just as boldly as the factory giants. Today, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GT SWB Bread van is more than a car. It is a legend. Its peculiar shape and storied history make it a standout at vintage racing events and concours d'elegance, where it continues to captivate audiences with its audacity and charm. Unlike so many of its peers, the Bread van was not built to conform. It was built to defy expectations, to challenge norms, and to inspire. In the end, the Bread van is not just a testament to the brilliance of its creators. It is a symbol of what motorsport is all about. It reminds us that racing is as much about courage and creativity as it is about speed. It's about daring to dream and having the conviction to bring that dream to life, no matter the odds. The Bread van's legacy endures as one of the most fascinating chapters in Ferrari's history, a chapter not written by Enzo Ferrari himself, but by those who dared to challenge his dominance, and in doing so, created something truly unforgettable. Picture this. The year is 1971, and America is in the throes of one of the most exciting and iconic periods in automotive history, the muscle car era, a time when car manufacturers were pushing the limits of what a car could be, blending power, performance, and design into machines that could shake the streets. And then, amidst the roar of roaring engines and chrome gleam, something truly exceptional emerges. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible. What makes this car so rare? Well, let's start with the facts. Only 11 units were ever made in 1971. Just 11. That's right, fewer than a dozen of these incredible machines were produced, making the 1971 Hemi Cuda convertible not just rare, but almost mythical in its exclusivity. Imagine owning a piece of automotive history that's as rare as it is powerful, a true one-of-one masterpiece that only a select few could ever dream of possessing. The scarcity alone makes this car one of the most coveted and valuable muscle cars of all time. But rarity is just the beginning of the story. Beneath the hood of the Hemi Cuda lies the heart of a true muscle car, the 426 Hemi V8 engine. Considered one of the most legendary engines in automotive history, the 426 Hemi isn't just about numbers. It's about raw power, precision engineering, and the sheer thrill of performance. With 425 horsepower coursing through its veins, the Hemi Cuda could rocket from 0 to 60 in just a few seconds, leaving every other car in its dust. It's an engine designed not just to take you from point A to point B, but to make every drive an event, a reminder of a time when speed and power were king. But the Hemi Cuda wasn't just about speed, it was also about the experience. With the convertible body style, this car became something more than just a machine. It became a statement. Imagine cruising down the highway, the wind whipping through your hair, the growl of the engine echoing in your ears. The open-air experience made the Hemi Cuda convertible not only a car of incredible power, but also one of the most exhilarating cars to drive. It wasn't just a muscle car, it was an experience. The design of the 1971 Hemi Cuda was nothing short of spectacular. With its aggressive stance, bold lines, and unmistakable presence, this car looked like it was always ready to pounce. Plymouth didn't just make a fast car, they made a car that commanded attention at every corner. From the wide, muscular fenders to the iconic grille, the design spoke volumes of the car's capabilities before the engine even roared to life. But this isn't just about a powerful car. It's about a moment in history, a time when the American muscle car reigned supreme, when the roads were full of rumbling engines and the open highways were a playground for the bold. The 1971 Hemi Cuda convertible was more than just another muscle car. It was the epitome of what the era was about. Its rare, stunning design and heart-pounding performance made it the pinnacle of the muscle car world, the crown jewel of a golden age of automotive innovation. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible wasn't just another car on the road. It was an icon and owning one of the 11 ever built is like owning a piece of living history. It wasn't just about getting from one place to another. It was about the journey, the ride, and the incredible feeling of unleashing a beast on the open road. As time has passed, the Hemi Cuda convertible has become a legend. Its rarity only adds to its mystique, as surviving examples have soared in value and become holy grails for collectors and enthusiasts alike. Owning a piece of automotive history like the 1971 Hemi Cuda convertible is a privilege, but it's also a responsibility to preserve and honor the spirit of the car that helped define a generation. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible is a machine that embodies everything that made the muscle car era so special. It's a car that says, I am power, I am speed, and I am an era gone by, but never forgotten. It's a reminder of a time when cars weren't just about practicality or economy. They were about raw emotion, unbridled performance, and the pure joy of the drive. So why is the 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda convertible so special? It's the ultimate embodiment of the muscle car era, an icon of power, rarity, and style that stands as one of the most prized and valuable pieces of automotive history. There's no other car like it. No other car that brings together the power of the 426 Hemi V8, the style of the convertible body, and the legacy of a generation that lived for the thrill of the open road. And with only 11 ever made, it remains one of the most elusive and sought-after cars in the world. This isn't just a muscle car, it's the crown jewel of the muscle car era, a piece of automotive history that will forever remain a symbol of everything great about American cars: power, performance, and pure driving passion. And for those lucky enough to experience it, among the pantheon of iconic automotive designs, the 1954 Alfa Romeo B.A.T. stands tall, not just for its rarity, but for its audacious vision that defied the norms of its time. Imagine, if you will, a car that looks like it's been plucked straight from the future, one that feels more like an aircraft than a road car, and yet it was conceived at a time when the world was just beginning to explore the potential of aerodynamic design in the automotive world. The B.A.T. is one of the most radical cars ever created, and it holds the distinction of being the first in a series of revolutionary vehicles from Bertone, a design house synonymous with innovation. It's the prototype that set the bar, not just for Alfa Romeo, but for the entire automotive industry. Built with visionary design and aerodynamic experimentation at its core, the B.A.T. is more than just a car. It's an embodiment of futuristic thinking that has stood the test of time. And perhaps most remarkably, it's one of only 3 units ever built, making it one of the rarest and most coveted cars in the world. The Berlinetta Aerodynamica Tecnica, or B.A.T., was a concept car series developed by the legendary designer Franco Scaglione in collaboration with Bertone and Alfa Romeo. The B.A.T. is the first in this illustrious line, and it set the tone for everything that followed. This car wasn't just about styling, it was an exercise in engineering, a study in aerodynamics, and a leap into a future that only a few could dream of. To truly appreciate the B.A.T. you need to understand the world it came from. In the early 1950s, the automotive industry was still evolving. While car designs of the time were dominated by bold chrome accents, large chrome grilles, and more traditional shapes, the B.A.T. dared to challenge the status quo. It's a car that looked like it was ready to take flight, not just drive. The low, sleek body, the dramatic rear fins, and the smooth flowing lines all served to minimize drag, while the long, pointed front end was designed to glide through the air with minimal resistance. But the design wasn't just about aesthetics. Bertone's team wanted to create a car that didn't just look fast. It needed to perform as if it had wings. The B.A.T. was a pioneer in the world of aerodynamics, and it was far ahead of its time. In the era before wind tunnels became a common tool for car manufacturers, the B.A.T. was engineered using trial and error, refined by both instinct and the emerging understanding of airflow dynamics. The raked windshield, the tapered rear end, and the sculpted lines all played a part in pushing the boundaries of what was technically possible for a car of this era. The car seemed to predict the evolution of performance vehicles for decades to come. One of the standout features of the B.A.T. was its radical rear fins. These vertical stabilizers were not just design flourishes. They were the beginning of a new way of thinking about how a car interacts with the air around it. Inspired by the design of aircraft from the same era, these fins allowed the car to handle better at higher speeds, keeping it planted on the road, much like an airplane wing keeps a plane stable in flight. In fact, the B.A.T. is widely regarded as the first true jet-age car, as its aerodynamic styling was inspired by the military jets of the 1950s. The B.A.T. wasn't just about its stunning exterior design, though. Beneath the sleek shell, it housed a 1.8 V8 engine, capable of producing 135 horsepower, an impressive figure for the time, but not the highlight of the car's allure. This engine, paired with its lightweight construction and highly efficient aerodynamics, allowed the B.A.T. to achieve remarkable performance for a car of its era. But the real magic was in the car's visionary design, which was so much more than just an experiment in speed. It was about creating a car that could transcend the conventional. The B.A.T. wasn't just another car in Alfa Romeo's lineup. It was a showcase of what could be achieved when the boundaries of engineering, performance, and design were pushed to their limits. The creation of the B.A.T. was a moment in history that changed the way we looked at the car, transforming it from just a means of transportation into a piece of art and engineering combined. It was a vision of the future, one that we're still admiring today. But perhaps what makes the B.A.T. even more special is its rarity. With only 3 examples ever built, this car is not just rare, it's legendary. Its design has inspired countless future generations of automotive designers, and its legacy is immortalized in the history of both Alfa Romeo and Bertone. One of these 3 cars is housed in the Museo dell'Automobile in Turin, Italy, where it continues to captivate visitors, while another is privately held, adding to the mystique and allure of this incredible machine. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1 is not just a car, it is an embodiment of the American performance car dream, a true legend that has endured the test of time and remains an object of desire for collectors, enthusiasts, and anyone who appreciates automotive history. But what makes this car so rare and special? The 1969 Corvette ZL1 is as close as you can get to a factory race car. From the late 1960s, packed with all the performance and engineering innovation you would expect from a car designed for the track, but with the twist of being available in the street-legal form. Only 2 units of the ZL1 were built, making it one of the most exclusive and sought-after muscle cars in the world. The rarity of this car, combined with its cutting-edge engineering and historical significance, places it in the ranks of the most iconic cars ever made. At the heart of the ZL1 lies the legendary 427 cubic inch all-aluminum V8 engine, a marvel of performance engineering that was designed not just to compete, but to dominate. The ZL1 engine, capable of producing over 500 horsepower, was originally developed for the NASCAR racing, but Chevrolet decided to offer it as an option in the Corvette, a decision that would elevate the ZL1 to mythic status. With its lightweight aluminum block, high-lift camshaft, and oversized intake manifold, the ZL1 was a precision-built powerhouse capable of incredible acceleration and a top speed that put many of its competitors to shame. But it wasn't just the full performance that made the ZL1 stand out. It was also about exclusivity. When the ZL1 was introduced, its price was astronomical, for the time far exceeding the cost of a regular Corvette. While a standard 1969 Corvette could be had for around $4,000, the ZL1 version carried a staggering price tag of nearly $7,000, a figure that made it almost out of reach for most buyers. This price point, combined with the fact that only 2 cars were ever built, made the ZL1 a truly rare commodity, reserved for only the wealthiest and most dedicated performance car enthusiasts. The Corvette ZL1's design was unmistakably American, with the long flowing lines and aggressive stance that would come to define the Corvette brand for decades to come. The car retained the Plymouth Stingray silhouette that had made the Corvette an icon, But underneath the surface, it was a true with-a-T race car. The fiberglass body kept the weight low, and the minimalistic interior was stripped down for maximum performance. There were no unnecessary luxuries. The ZL1 was about going fast, and everything was designed with that goal in mind. This no-compromise approach to design made the ZL1 the very definition of a Hemi driver's car. And it delivered performance that few cars could rival. The ZL1 engine was part of a much larger effort by Chevrolet to dominate racing. During this period, GM was highly focused on producing vehicles that could compete in the grueling world of motorsports, and the ZL1 was the pinnacle of this ambition. However, with only 2 units produced, the ZL1 was never meant to be a mass-market success. Instead, it was a statement of performance, a showcase of the brand's capabilities in a single limited edition model. This was a car built for the enthusiast who wanted the ultimate Corvette, the one that stood at the very top of the performance ladder, with engineering and technology that put it ahead of its time. Despite its incredible capabilities, the ZL1 wasn't a financial success for Chevrolet in the way that they had hoped. The staggering price tag kept the car out of the hands of most buyers, and as a result, only 2 ZL1s were built, making it one of the rarest Corvettes in existence today. And while the Corvette name became synonymous with muscle car performance, the ZL1 stood apart as something more, a supercar in its own right, capable of holding its own against some of the most famous and powerful cars from around the world. Today, the 1969 Corvette ZL1 is not just a car, it is a collectible treasure, an automotive icon that has only grown in stature as the years have passed. Those who are lucky enough to own one of these rare machines understand that they possess not just a piece of American automotive history, but a tangible link to the golden age of muscle cars, a period when performance and style went hand in hand, and cars like the ZL1 were built to push the boundaries of what was possible on the road. Its rarity, performance, and unmistakable legacy make it one of the most coveted muscle cars of all time, and for those fortunate enough to own one, it remains a true crown jewel in the world of classic cars. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1 is more than just a car. It's an undeniable symbol of what American engineering could achieve at the height of the muscle car era. The 1959 BMW 507 Roadster Series 2 holds a special place in automotive history as one of the most beautiful and rare cars ever produced. Only 252 units were built throughout its production run, making it an incredibly rare find today. Even within that small production number, the Series 2 models are even rarer, which makes them a true treasure for collectors. Originally envisioned to rival the iconic Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, the BMW 507 came with a level of design and engineering that even now remains unmatched in the realm of classic cars. Designed by the talented Albrecht von Goertz, the BMW 507's design is nothing short of stunning. With its long, flowing lines, low-slung profile, and graceful curves, the 507 epitomizes 1950s luxury roadster styling. The combination of its aerodynamic shape and sheer elegance makes it one of the most beautiful vehicles to come out of that era. The car's presence on the road was unmistakable, a true statement of sophistication and performance, with every curve and detail finely crafted to create a sense of motion, even when standing still. The Series 2 version of the BMW 507 featured a 3.2L V8 engine that produced around 150 horsepower, a respectable output for its time. While not the fastest car of its day, the 507's driving experience was a harmonious blend of smooth power, refined handling, and a uniquely satisfying road feel. The V8 engine, paired with the car's lightweight construction and balanced chassis, made it a pleasure to drive, especially on long, open highways. Its performance wasn't just about raw power, it was about the experience of driving a finely tuned, well-crafted machine. Despite its exceptional qualities, the BMW 507 faced significant challenges in the marketplace. Its price point, set far above that of other roadsters, particularly the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL, made it prohibitively expensive for most buyers. The production costs of the 507 were incredibly high, and as a result, BMW struggled to make the car financially viable. Even with its stunning design and remarkable engineering, the 507 was not a commercial success. BMW, which had originally hoped to produce a car that would elevate the brand to global prominence, found itself losing money on every unit sold. As a result, production of the 507 ended after just a few years, making the car even more rare and more valuable in today's market. One of the most notable owners of a BMW 507 was none other than the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. The car's association with Elvis only added to its allure, turning it into an icon of luxury and style. Presley's 507 became a symbol of wealth, celebrity, and glamour, cementing the car's place in popular culture. Elvis's connection to the 507 helped propel its status as a coveted and legendary vehicle, and today it is often seen as one of the most famous cars in automotive history, forever linked to one of the most iconic figures in music history. The BMW 507 Roadster Series 2's rarity, combined with its breathtaking design and historical significance, has made it one of the most highly sought-after classic cars in the world. Today it is not just a car, it is a piece of automotive artistry, a stunning example of 1950s design, and a testament to BMW's ambitions during a time when luxury and performance were paramount. The car's low production numbers and the legendary status it has achieved in the decades since its creation ensure that it remains a prized possession for collectors worldwide. The BMW 507 is more than just a vehicle. It is a symbol of an era, a fusion of luxury and engineering excellence that continues to captivate car enthusiasts. It represents a time when automakers dared to dream big, designing cars that were not only high-performance machines but also works of art. Despite its commercial failure at the time of its release, the BMW 507 has become a true icon, loved by collectors and car aficionados alike. It is a reminder of the timeless appeal of beautifully crafted machines, where design and engineering are perfectly intertwined. Now, as a piece of automotive history, the BMW 507 stands as one of the most desirable and valuable classic cars ever made. Its legacy endures, making it a must-have for serious collectors and an enduring symbol of 1950s automotive elegance. Every surviving model is a rare jewel, and its timeless design continues to inspire awe and admiration from all who encounter it. Whether in a museum or in the hands of a lucky owner, the BMW 507 Roadster Series 2 is forever etched in the annals of automotive history as one of the greatest roadsters ever built. The 1976 Lamborghini Silhouette holds a place in automotive history as a rare and intriguing vehicle, with only 52 units produced during its brief production run. As a precursor to the more famous Lamborghini Jalpa, the Silhouette is a key figure in the brand's development and a significant milestone in Lamborghini's evolution toward the creation of more accessible, yet still exotic, sports cars. Its rarity, unique design, and blend of performance and luxury have made it a highly coveted model among collectors and enthusiasts. The Lamborghini Silhouette's most notable feature is its status as the brand's first targa-top sports car. At the time, Lamborghini was known for producing exotic, hardtop cars with a focus on blistering performance and dramatic styling. The Silhouette, however, broke away from the traditional Lamborghini formula by offering a removable roof panel, which allowed for an exhilarating open-air driving experience. The Targa design, often seen as a nod to the growing popularity of convertibles, gave the Silhouette an added layer of appeal, offering the thrill of wind-in-your-hair driving without sacrificing structural integrity or performance. Under the hood, the Silhouette was powered by a 3.0-liter V8 engine, producing 190 horsepower. While this may seem modest by modern standards, in the 1970s, it provided a significant amount of power, allowing the car to reach a top speed of approximately 150 mph, faster than many of its competitors. The engine was mated to a 5-speed manual transmission, delivering precise and engaging shifts that heightened the experience for the driver. The performance capabilities of the Silhouette were enhanced by its lightweight design, low-slung stance, and precise steering, making it an agile and dynamic vehicle on the road. Despite its compact nature, the Silhouette was a true performer, offering exceptional handling and a driving experience that matched the best of Lamborghini's offerings. The Lamborghini Silhouette's design language, which was revolutionary at the time, reflected the brand's commitment to bold, daring aesthetics. The car's sharp, angular lines, coupled with the muscular stance and wide fenders, gave it a menacing and aggressive presence on the road. The front of the car featured a large air intake and narrow headlights, which were characteristic of the Lamborghini brand's signature design. The rear end of the Silhouette was just as dramatic, with its pronounced wheel arches and large, aggressive taillights, which became iconic in subsequent Lamborghini models. The Targa roof not only added to the car's performance attributes, but also enhanced its styling, contributing to the overall sporty and dynamic profile of the vehicle. Inside, the Silhouette was designed with a focus on driver engagement and performance. The interior was minimalist, with controls and features geared toward maximizing the driving experience rather than offering luxury and comfort. The cockpit was focused around the driver with a simple dashboard, high-performance gauges, and low-slung bucket seats designed to keep the driver firmly in place during high-speed cornering. Despite being basic by luxury car standards, the interior of the Silhouette offered just enough comfort for long drives and reflected Lamborghini's commitment to performance above all else. One of the key factors contributing to the Silhouette's rarity is its limited production. With only 52 units ever made, the Silhouette is among the rarest cars produced by Lamborghini. Its low production numbers, combined with the vehicle's performance attributes and striking design, make it highly sought after by collectors today. The car was produced during a time when Lamborghini was still finding its footing in the world of mass-production sports cars. And while the Silhouette did not achieve the same commercial success as some of Lamborghini's later models, it holds a special place in the hearts of Lamborghini fans and classic car enthusiasts. The Lamborghini Silhouette's legacy also lives on as the inspiration for the later Lamborghini Jalpa. While the Jalpa would go on to become one of Lamborghini's most successful models of the 1980s, it was the Silhouette that laid the groundwork for the brand's move into the mid-range sports car market. The Silhouette was one of the first Lamborghinis to offer a more affordable entry point to the brand, offering mid-engine Targa-top styling that was more accessible to a wider audience, while still providing the performance and exotic appeal that Lamborghini fans coveted. Today, the Lamborghini Silhouette is a highly coveted collector's car, with its rarity and iconic status driving up its value. Its unique styling, performance, and place in Lamborghini's history ensure that it will continue to be celebrated and revered as one of the brand's most iconic early models. Its influence on future Lamborghini designs such as the Jalpa, the 1957 Jaguar XKSS is one of the most iconic and rare cars in automotive history, primarily due to its extraordinary combination of racing heritage, limited production, and celebrity association. Only 16 units were built, and its rarity skyrocketed after a factory fire in 1957 destroyed the remaining chassis, cementing the XKSS as one of the most sought-after collector cars in the world. The XKSS was essentially a street-legal version of Jaguar's D-Type, which had enjoyed tremendous success at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The D-Type was an incredibly advanced race car that had won the prestigious endurance race 3 times in the 1950s. Jaguar decided to take the highly successful race car and make it usable for civilian road use, with modifications to meet the standards for street legality, while still retaining its motorsport pedigree. The design of the XKSS, like the D-Type, was revolutionary for its time. Its lightweight aluminum body, flowing lines, and aerodynamic shape were key factors in its performance and racing success. The D-Type's distinct tail fin, designed to improve stability at high speeds, was carried over to the XKSS, creating a vehicle that was both striking and purposeful. The car's sleek profile, low stance, and open cockpit were evocative of the period's most successful race cars, making the XKSS a visually stunning vehicle. The modifications made for the street version included the addition of a passenger seat, a more refined interior, and the use of materials that could withstand everyday driving. Under the hood, the XKSS featured a 3.4-liter inline-six engine, derived from the racing engine in the D-Type. It produced around 250 horsepower, which was substantial at the time, enabling the XKSS to reach speeds of over 150 mph. This made it not only one of the fastest cars on the road, but also one of the most thrilling to drive. The engine was mated to a 4-speed manual transmission, and the lightweight construction of the car, combined with its advanced suspension system, made it incredibly agile and responsive. The performance of the XKSS was truly impressive, offering an exhilarating driving experience that was akin to a race car on public roads. What truly set the XKSS apart from other cars of its time was its ability to blend the raw performance of a race car with the practicality of a street car. While the car retained many of the features that made the D-Type so successful on the track, such as its aluminum body, aerodynamic design, and racing engine, the modifications for street use made the XKSS more accessible to the public. Despite this, the car never lost its racing essence. It was a high-performance machine that provided an unforgettable driving experience, and its rarity and connection to Jaguar's racing success made it a symbol of automotive excellence. The story of the XKSS is also marked by tragedy and serendipity. After only 16 units were produced, a fire at the Jaguar factory destroyed the remaining 25 chassis that were intended for production, effectively ending the production run of the XKSS. This devastating event turned the already rare car into one of the most elusive collectibles in the world. The survivors, numbered at just 16, became incredibly valuable over time, with their combination of racing legacy, limited production, and storied history making them highly sought after by collectors. The car's place in pop culture was solidified by its association with Steve McQueen, the legendary actor and racing enthusiast. McQueen was known for his love of fast cars and motorcycles, and he famously owned an XKSS. His personal connection to the car, coupled with his larger-than-life persona, further cemented the XKSS as an automotive icon. McQueen's ownership of the XKSS made it a symbol of Hollywood glamour and cool, adding an element of star power to the car's already impressive legacy. Today, the 1957 Jaguar XKSS is considered one of the greatest classic cars ever built. Its rarity, performance, and historical significance ensure that it remains a highly coveted piece of automotive history. Its status as a street-legal version of the D-Type, combined with its limited production and celebrity associations, make the XKSS a true legend in the automotive world. The surviving models are prized possessions in the world of classic car collectors, and their value continues to appreciate with each passing year. In 2016, Jaguar even produced a limited run of 9 continuation XKSS models, made using the original blueprints and design specifications, as a tribute to the car's legacy. However, these modern iterations, while incredibly faithful to the original, are not the same as the 16 original cars that survived the factory fire, which remain among the most valuable and coveted automobiles in the world. In sum, the 1957 Jaguar XKSS is a rare gem that combines the thrill of racing with the luxury of a street car. Its limited production, historical importance, the 1980 Aston Martin Bulldog is a car that defies convention and continues to capture the hearts and imaginations of automotive enthusiasts even decades after its creation. It was conceived as a revolutionary statement, a daring foray into uncharted territory for Aston Martin, a company known for blending elegance with performance. The Bulldog was meant to be an apex predator in the world of supercars, designed to challenge the established order of automotive giants like Ferrari and Lamborghini. Though only one prototype was ever built, its legacy remains cemented as one of the most remarkable, yet enigmatic, vehicles in automotive history. The story of the Bulldog begins with a vision to craft the ultimate British supercar. Aston Martin was no stranger to performance cars, but the Bulldog was designed to surpass even their best offerings. It was a vehicle meant to be the epitome of cutting-edge technology, luxury, and blistering speed. The car was purpose-built to go toe-to-toe with the world's finest supercars of the era, setting new standards for speed, design, and innovation. One of the most striking features of the Bulldog is its bold, wedge-shaped body. This design, radically different from Aston Martin's usual aesthetic, was a product of extensive wind tunnel testing and was focused on aerodynamics. Its low-slung silhouette, sharp lines, and sharp edges give it a futuristic appearance that still looks relevant even by today's standards. The aggressive stance and sleek lines screamed high performance, promising unmatched speed and stability at high velocities. Beneath that aerodynamic body lay a powerful 5.3-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, generating a staggering 600 horsepower. This remarkable engine, which was paired with a highly advanced fuel injection system, was the heart of the Bulldog's performance. With this engine, the Bulldog was capable of achieving speeds in excess of 200 mph, a speed that was nearly unheard of at the time for a production car. The Bulldog's performance figures, even by today's standards, are extraordinary. Not only was it incredibly fast, but it was also designed to handle with razor-sharp precision. The car's suspension and braking systems were engineered for high-speed stability and cornering prowess, ensuring the Bulldog could perform at its absolute peak even on tight corners. Inside the Bulldog, Aston Martin didn't cut any corners. The cabin was crafted with the finest materials, including plush leather upholstery, creating a refined environment for the driver. The dashboard was equally ahead of its time, with a design inspired by aviation, complete with futuristic instrumentation. It was as if the Bulldog was meant to be piloted like a jet rather than driven like a traditional car. The attention to detail in the interior was indicative of the brand's commitment to luxury, even when pursuing such radical performance goals. Despite the Bulldog's incredible potential, it never made it into full production. The 1980s were a turbulent time for Aston Martin. With financial difficulties plaguing the company, the decision was made to scrap the Bulldog project. The car had cost Aston Martin significant resources, and the company could no longer afford to pursue such a high-risk venture. The project was abandoned, and only one prototype remained, an extraordinary piece of engineering that was never given the opportunity to compete in the market. The end of the Bulldog's production was a bitter one for those who had hoped to see the car reach its full potential. However, the prototype still serves as an incredible testament to the bold ambition that defined the car. In many ways, the Bulldog remains a what-could-have-been car, one that could have rewritten the rules of supercar design and performance. Today, the Bulldog is celebrated as a collector's item, a rare gem that commands attention whenever it's displayed. The car's design and technical innovations continue to inspire awe, and its singular status as a one-off prototype has only added to its allure. Though the Bulldog never reached the heights of mass production, it continues to capture the essence of what Aston Martin represents, pushing the boundaries of performance and luxury, combining technological sophistication with an undeniable sense of style. The 1980 Aston Martin Bulldog remains one of the most fascinating, futuristic, and misunderstood cars ever created. It's a car that may not have had the chance to show its full potential to the world, but it continues to captivate the imagination of those who appreciate automotive innovation and the boldness to dream of what could be. The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Coupe is not just a car, it's a testament to the heights of engineering, design, and automotive ambition. With only 2 prototypes ever created, the car is a true unicorn in the world of rare automobiles. And its story is one of groundbreaking innovation, tragedy, and incredible value. To understand why this vehicle holds such a revered position in automotive history, we must dive into its origins, design, and what makes it so incredibly special. In the mid-1950s, Mercedes-Benz was at the zenith of its motorsport prowess, having dominated endurance racing with the 300 SLR. The car had already made its mark at Le Mans, and the engineering behind the SLR was revolutionary. Mercedes-Benz, known for its relentless pursuit of perfection, sought to translate that racing technology into a road-going car. This ambition led to the creation of the 300 SLR Coupe, named after the legendary Mercedes engineer Rudolf Uhlenhaut, who played a pivotal role in its design and development. The design of the Coupe drew heavily from the race car, but it was reimagined with road usability in mind. The most striking feature of the coupe was its gull-wing doors, a design element that had become synonymous with Mercedes-Benz. These doors not only gave the car a unique aesthetic, but were also a functional solution for a car with a low, sleek profile. The car's streamlined body, crafted from lightweight aluminum, allowed for exceptional aerodynamics, enhancing its performance and speed. Under the hood, the 300 SLR Coupe Coupe housed a 3.0-liter 8-cylinder engine capable of producing 310 horsepower. This power, combined with the coupe's light construction and superior aerodynamics, allowed it to reach a top speed of 180 mph, making it one of the fastest cars of its era. This wasn't just a car built for speed, it was a true reflection of Mercedes-Benz's engineering mastery, designed to push the limits of what was possible in a road car. Despite its performance capabilities, the 300 SLR Coupe was never intended for mass production. Only 2 prototypes were built, one of which was kept by Mercedes-Benz for its museum collection. The other, however, eventually changed hands through private sales. Mercedes-Benz decided to abandon the project, not due to a lack of potential, but because the high cost of production and the changing focus of the company made it unfeasible to bring the car into full-scale production. The Coupe remained a largely forgotten masterpiece, its 2 prototypes rarely seen and even more rarely driven. However, in 2022, the remaining prototype of the 300 SLR Coupe was sold at auction for a staggering $142 million, setting the record as the most expensive car ever sold at the time. This monumental sale was not just a reflection of the car's rarity, but also of its immense historical and cultural significance. The Coupe's sale reaffirmed the high esteem in which it is held by collectors, automotive enthusiasts, and historians alike. What makes the 300 SLR Coupe truly remarkable is its perfect fusion of aesthetics, technology, and history. It wasn't just a car, it was an embodiment of the golden age of motorsport, the pinnacle of post-war automotive engineering, and a glimpse into what the future of road cars could have been. The design was ahead of its time, with features like its sleek, aerodynamic body and futuristic gull-wing doors. But more than just design, the Coupe was a marvel of performance, an engineering achievement that has stood the test of time. Mercedes-Benz's decision to discontinue the car after building just 2 prototypes meant that the 300 SLR Coupe became a near mythical vehicle, seen only by a select few and admired by many. It stands as a rare example of a car that wasn't just made to be fast or attractive, but one that was built as a culmination of cutting-edge technology and visionary thinking. Even today, the Coupe remains an icon, a symbol of what could have been, and a reminder of Mercedes-Benz's role as a trailblazer in the automotive world. The 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Coupe's sale for $142 million was more than just a financial milestone. It was a recognition of the car's cultural and technological importance, and its place in history as one of the most significant cars ever made. Whether as a work of engineering genius, a collector's dream, or a symbol of automotive innovation, the 300 SLR Coupe is a car that will forever be etched into the annals of automotive history.